I gotta ask 49er fans, because you said it very matter-of-factly. And I'm going to ask Evan first, but San Francisco 49er fans, do you feel this way? That the question is, this Super Bowl, can Kyle Shanahan get the monkey off his back? Do you believe that Kyle Shanahan has a monkey on his back? I guess is if you're a 49er fan, does Kyle Shanahan have a monkey on his back?
Did Andy Reid have a monkey on his back in Philadelphia?
I'm not really sure because I didn't follow that as closely.
He went to 4 NFC championship games and lost. But go.
How many years? How many years?
And lost.
I think he went to 5 straight NFC championships and he never won a Super Bowl.
Okay.
And lost 1 in the bowl. Right.
Well, that's a lot more than 2, right?
Well, Kyle Shanahan has been to 4 NFC title games in the last 5 years, and he's been to now 2 Super Bowls.
Okay.
We're including the title games, Donnie.
Yeah, I don't think so. I just don't think 4 years is enough of a sample size to say a guy's got a monkey on his back. I
would say he has a monkey on his back.
Okay.
I mean, they said Steve Young had a monkey on his back because he lost, 2 or 3 NFC championships?
That was a little different.
Super Bowl?
That was a little different. He was following in Joe Montana's footsteps, which made that shadow immense. Like Kyle, I guess he's following Harbaugh, but...
I would say he follows his father. Like, that's his shadow, right?
Yeah, but his dad didn't win Super Bowls here.
No, but he's been the boy wonder since he pretty much
when I think of it, I thought Andy Reid was in Kansas City for 11 years. Or, I'm sorry, Philadelphia for 10, 11 years. Before he went to Kansas City. Was it shorter than that?
I mean, he could have been there for, I'm not sure the exact amount of years, but he went to 5 straight NFC championships and did not win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't. It's just me. I tend to look at periods of time in a much shorter, you know how I am. 4 years isn't, to me, a huge amount of time. But that's just me. I'm interested to know if 49er fans, is that... Because, I mean, I guess...
If he doesn't win this one, is there a monkey on his back?
Let's not do that. Let me ask you this. I don't feel like he's got a monkey on his back. But clearly some people do feel like Kyle Shanahan has a monkey on his back. Well, then if he loses on Sunday, if you're going into the game saying you think he's got a monkey on his back, well, clearly you're further ahead in the process of whatever, worrying about Kyle Shanahan or wondering if he can get it done than I am. So my question is, if he's got a monkey on his back now and they lose, where are we? I guess is what I would ask the 49er fans.
I would say where we're at, for some, we're all wired differently, but I haven't gotten over the fact that he had a 10-point lead in the 2019 Super Bowl, and they squandered that. Then you had a 10-point lead in the 2022 NFC Championship game against the Rams, and they squandered that. I'm not going to sit here and tell you and Evan and the listeners it was all Kyle's fault, but damn, Steiny, at some point on the biggest stage, you got to bring that home. And I know he doesn't play, so I'm sitting here like I can't tell you how many more cracks he'll get at it. He might run off 3, but if they come out of this game, I know he's gonna get another chance or be damn close. But I think it's fair to say, if not now, when? And I love you because I feel the same way about Mahomes you do. But can't we all agree? And Evan and I talked about it last week, Steiny. This iteration of the Kansas City Chiefs, I would say this is the least talented version of them, top to bottom, than the ones that you faced in 2019 when you almost beat them. So my point is you got a good chance to go in here and you're favored if you're into that. But the Niners are favored for a reason. So much of this year I thought they were the best team in the league. And that's taking a hit we haven't talked about it yet, with the defensive showings these last 2 games at home that they were lucky to win. That first half, you do that against Kansas City, Steiny, oh my gosh. Defensively, we ain't going to be no fourth quarter to worry about. And I don't know why that happened.
888-957-9570. Kyle Shanahan. Do you have a monkey on his back? See, to me, when you say a monkey on his back, that means that there's actually
pressure.
People feeling that he can't, like, there's something about Shanahan that's preventing him from getting it done. And I am like, to me, we haven't even sniffed that area.
But when would you do?
I don't know, but I just know
this
that
would be 2 Super
I don't know
Bowl
how long
losses.
did John Elway go without winning a Super Bowl?
I mean,
was he in the 9 years?
Yeah, but it was at the end.
Okay,
but when you watch those games, Ernest, he didn't have the opportunities. I don't believe to where they squandered leads. Like I'm just saying to you and anybody listening, Steiny, they've had opportunities to close the deal,
and I think they will in the future. Also, Kyle will. 888-957-9570. Let's go to Flea. Flea is in Oakland.
Flea.
What's up, Flea? How you doing, man?
What's going on, Steiny and Goo? I got a great question for you guys.
Give it
if
to
we knew at the beginning of the season that the Niners would actually be in the Super Bowl, not winning it, just being in the Super Bowl, I want to ask you guys, what would be the 3 things that you guys would have said, oh, they're going to be in the Super Bowl because these 3 things, they made the Super Bowl. And I believe that to tell you if the Niners are going to win the Super Bowl. If we go back to the beginning, you guys knew that they were going to be in the Super Bowl in Vegas. But it was 3 things that was at the time.
We get the gist. I'm going to go first, Steiny. He said 3 things. Can I give them to you? Number 1, the defense. I thought the defense would be the number 1 reason they would be in this game that they're in. Christian McCaffrey would be number 2, just his impact. And then 3 would be Kyle Shanahan. I can put pressure on Kyle and still recognize his brilliance. So those would be my 3 answers. The defense, Christian McCaffrey, and Kyle Shanahan is why I thought the Niners would be in the Super Bowl.
He said, what's your 3 biggest reasons why the 49ers would be in the Super Bowl?
Before the season tip. Before week 1.
Probably their defense would have to be number 1.
Okay. That was on my list.
McCaffrey.
I get it.
I mean, their weapons offensively.
You could just put offense. But no Kyle, though, huh?
Yeah, Kyle, I'd probably put the 3rd.
All right.
415, doesn't matter if fans think Kyle has a monkey on his back. It matters if Kyle thinks he has one. I told you before, Mr. Meltdown is not winning a Super Bowl.
See,
okay.
Now,
I mean, that to me is like,
this is what we can do here.
That's a joke.
All right. It's revisionist history.
It's a joke.
But share what, okay, Steiny.
That's what bothers me, that kind of thing.
But I got something for you because I want to know. All of us want to know.
Put your money where your mouth is then. I'll bet you Shanahan's going to win a Super Bowl in his career.
I wouldn't take that bet.
Well, exactly. Well, then let's not give credence to Mr. Meltdown, this, that, the other thing.
What if they would have lost at home to Green Bay? Would you think any differently of him and this Niner team? Like, had he lost that game against Green Bay, the first game out at home, a number 1 seed, what would you then be saying, you know what, Goo, we might be closer to that area that you say he's not at now?
I don't know how to answer that.
But it's the same way that you just asked me, would I take that bet that Kyle's going to win a Super Bowl? It's kind of the same. We're not going to know until
you can't have it both ways and say Kyle's got not you. Yeah. You can't say, I'll tell you right now, before Mr. Meltdown is never winning a Super Bowl. He can't close, blah, 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 blah. Okay, then I'll take a bet. I'll bet you right now. I'll bet this guy right now, Kyle Shanahan will be a Super Bowl winning coach. Well, that's what I mean. He might not win it this year. I'll still bet on him to get one over the course of his career. That's all I'm saying. 888-957-9570 is the number. And it doesn't mean if they don't get it done this year, it's not going to hurt and all those kind of things.
Okay.
But Kyle Shanahan's 44 years old, right? It's just like it's a numbers game to me. And I think he's going to be a head coach in the NFL for a long period of time. 888-957-9570 is the number. 925. The major knock on Shanahan is that he can't win the big game, or he's a choke artist, though I don't think any of that is justified. The other thing is, you continue, what this does, when you say a guy can't, especially this early in a guy's career, that he can't win the big game, you actually, what that does is you're penalizing Kyle Shanahan for continuing to knock on the door. You're penalizing him because nobody talks about nobody said, hey, to Cliff Kingsbury, he might not be able to get it done. It's like Kyle Shanahan has gotten his team knocking on the door 4 straight years, and because he hasn't, like, there's a part of him that it gets held. So even though he's one of the best coaches in the NFL, there's a group of people that hold it against him for success that other coaches don't even get judged for.
Well, I ain't mad at that, but I just look at Andy Reid. And Andy Reid had to go somewhere else, Steiny, after all the success. And we could say his success was greater than what Shanny has had in San Francisco thus far. Although he didn't make it to 2 Super Bowls, he had the opportunity to get to his team to the game before the Super Bowl, and that ended for whatever reason. And you and I had one of our worst disagreements about how good of a made man that Andy Reid was, so he had to go somewhere else and show his brilliance. All I'm saying to you is 49er fans don't want Kyle, and I'm not saying it'll go there, but if there's no guarantee he's going to get it done here, if you keep just assuming, all right, good, well, they keep getting close, he'll eventually win one. Well, guess what? He might not win one, and
but if the 49ers fire Kyle Shanahan before he wins a Super Bowl, it's like, and he goes and wins it somewhere else, it's like, shame on the Niners. Then that gets held against the Niners. If Jed York, if Jed York really believes that Kyle Shanahan can't win the big one, well, then fire him. Go ahead and fire him. But I don't believe anybody feels that strongly about Kyle Shanahan's inability to win a Super Bowl.
But when we think about great coaches like Belichick, yeah, he's got 6. But you know what I'm saying, Steiny? That does matter.
Well,
nobody's telling you, and I know you're not saying
Belichick 5 years to win his first title.
Bum. I'm not telling you Kyle's a bum. I'm telling you he's a great coach. But that's what it's about is paying off the tease.
Actually, Belichick was 6 years in the league before he won a title.
No doubt. But when it's said and done, he's got 6. Right? He had 6 in Philly.
So now, right. But you're talking about Belichick.
Yeah. We're talking about Andy Reid now. He's got 2. He might have 3 more than Kyle if he wins this one and beat Kyle twice in the big game.
I just define the size of the monkey on Kyle Shanahan's back.